I'm going to show you some tips on how to share content such as web content or web pages with your students using the screen share feature in Adobe Connect. The first thing you'll notice is that I have a layout, and the layout can be changed, and I have these layouts available on the side here. But this particular layout that I've selected, I've put a share pod in there, and I've put it quite large, so as you can see, takes up most of the screen, and that'll be really easy for the students to see what I'm sharing with them. Something else that I need to add here, I've got an attendee list pod, a chat pod, and a note pod, but I want to add one more pod, and the other pod I'm going to add is called weblinks. And I will just make it fit that particular space. A weblink pod is very important because if I'm going to go to a website, I can actually put the link for that website in there as well, so that the students can actually navigate their way later, or in a recording, they will still be able to click on that link. The link that I want to put up there today, I'm going to share with the students, is an Aquella link. So first of all, I'm going to, I would have navigated my way to that Aquella link, and I will then share my screen, and I'll bring the Aquella link pod that the Aquella resource that I've opened. I'll put that into this into my screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit share my screen, and I want that one. This will then ask you which monitor, if you have two monitors. If you have one monitor, it won't. And I'll hit share. And now it'll take me back to my screen as I had it open, and I'm going to share my Aquella resource. Here's my Aquella resource. Now normally that would have opened a bit like that on my screen, and you'll notice that there's a lot of blue here and blue there, and the content that I want to share with the students is in the middle, but it's not as big as it could be. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to maximize that a little bit, and I'm going to hit Control and plus. The plus button is just next to backspace. And I'm just going to do that a couple of times. And what that'll mean for the students at the other end is that share pod will be displaying all of this content in that share pod, and that'll be very easy for them to read. One of the other things I could also have done is make a copy of that URL, so where we're going, and when I go back to Adobe Connect, I can pop that web link into, go add link, and I'm going to put the URL in there, and I'm just going to call this Adobe Connect. Oops. Resource Aquella. And OK. And now you'll notice that it's here now. The students, even if this was recorded, the students can click on that link and hit Browse To, and that will take them directly to that resource. So that's a great way of showing students or sharing content on a web page with students using Adobe Connect.